Good morning, students. I welcome you all in today's online class, and the chapter is same, that is physical features of India. Already we have completed two classes on this chapter. Two, that is online classes, that means through video, and also one live interaction. Now we are in the fourth number class. That means here we have to discuss related to some basic concepts, that is plate movement, plate boundary, plate tectonic theory, etc. So before going to the main topic, today's topic, so let us recapitulate whatever the things related to this physical features of India we already discussed. So we already discussed that we have to read in this chapter about the physical features or relief features, mainly Himalayas, northern plains, peninsular plateau, coastal plains, Thar desert, islands, etc. These six mainly we have to read here. And next we discussed about what is the meaning of the word physical features or relief feature. Then we discussed about that is important relief features, mainly which are important. There are so many relief features present, but which are important, and there are three names: mountains, plateaus and plains. And also side by side we discussed that there are three types of slope present, that steep slope, moderate slope and gentle slope. Steep slope is equal to mountains, moderate slope is equal to plateaus and gentle slope is equal to plains. Next we discussed about the processes of formation of different relief features or landforms. There are two processes present. One is working below the earth surface, from the interior of the earth it is coming, and another that is working on the earth surface. That means the process which is working that is below the earth surface, that is called as endogenic force or endogenic process, and the process which is working on the earth surface, it is called as exogenic process. Next we discussed that interior of the earth, layer difference or structure of the earth's interior. There are mainly three layers present, that is crust, mantle and core, and their subdivisions also we discussed one by one. And also we discussed what is asthenosphere. Next also we discussed about particularly we discussed about the on topmost layer of the that is earth, that is called as lithosphere, earth crust, or and this lithosphere is also now called as, that is plate, lithospheric plate. It is broken, it is moving, and there are two types of plate present: major plates, minor plates. Except these two types of plates, there are other also two types of plates present: continental plates and oceanic plates. And there are 7 major plates present, 20 minor plates present. We already discussed their names also. Next, that plates are moving. There are three types of movement present: divergent plate movement, that means when plates are moving away from each other, that means they are going in opposite direction. And convergent plate movement means when two plates are moving towards each other, and transform plate movement means when the two plates are moving side by side. And also we discussed about which thing, that why the plates are moving. The plates are moving, there is one hypothesis or concept present, that was given by Arthur Holmes in 1930. This scientific concept is called as convectional current theory, and according to this concept that convectional currents are responsible for the movement of plates which are working in asthenosphere, and these convectional currents are responsible for three types of movement of plates. Here also the same thing we discussed. Next, that is plates are moving. There is one evidence of that anyone can ask that you prove by evidence that plates are moving, and that's why I have discussed about that is movement of continents. In the beginning, 250 million years ago, there was only one continent, and this one continent was located now where Africa is located, and this one continent that is called a supercontinent or Pangaea, and around this supercontinent Pangaea there was only one ocean, and it is named as, that is Panthalasat. Gradually they started to separate from each other, and at first two divisions are created: northern division which is called as Laurasia, and southern division which is called as Gondwana land. And also we discussed that is the we discussed about the evidence that the plates are moving, continents moved from each other, that is separated from each other. Let us find out by evidence. Also I have given the evidence of that is matching of sideline between South America and Africa. This thing also we discussed. So it is the topic of last class. Up to that we discussed. Now today we are going to discuss about which thing, that is plate boundary. So what is plate already we have discussed. Just to that is recall, plate means it is the part of lithosphere and its thickness is less than its area, and it is moving maybe towards each other, maybe away from each other, maybe side by side. But here we have to read about plate boundary. So whenever the word is coming, that is boundary, so boundary means maximum that always the meaning is coming in our memory. That is what boundary means. It is the line which is drawn between two things, like boundary between India Pakistan, boundary between India China, that type of. Here plate boundary means it is one type of line, or it is one type of place between two plates, that is called as what, boundary. So let us discuss. So there are three types of boundary present. Here you can see in the diagram, that is divergent plate boundary. That means along this boundary two plates are moving away from each other, divergent or going opposite direction. Convergent plate boundary, that means along this boundary two plates are moving towards each other. And transform fault plate boundary means when along this boundary two plates are moving side by side in the same direction or opposite direction. So boundary means what? It is the place or the area along which two plates are moving. It may be towards each other, it may be away from each other, or it may be side by side. So what is the divergent or constructive plate boundary? That means here already we have discussed divergent plate movement. That means where two plates are moving away from each other. So here along this boundary two plates are moving away from each other. Clear? And when two plates are moving away from each other, that means what? The gap is created between two plates, and when the gap is created, that means what? The magma is getting the path to come out, and when the magma is coming out gradually through this gap, the magma when it is coming out on the earth's surface, it becomes cool, it solidified, and then gradually it forms a new earth crust. And that's why wherever the divergent plate boundary present, there a new earth crust is created. Why? The magma is coming out due to the creation of the gap, and this magma, when it comes with the contact of cool air of the atmosphere, it cools down, it solidifies, and then gradually it forms a new earth crust. That means what? Here construction of new earth crust. That's why the divergent plate boundary is also called as what? Constructive plate boundary. So what is the another name of divergent plate boundary? Constructive plate boundary. Why is it called as constructive? Because new earth crust is constructed, a new earth crust is formed due to the along this plate boundary. That's why it is also called as constructive plate boundary. Example is also given. The example of that is North American plate and Eurasian plate. North American plate is moving towards the left hand side, and Eurasian plate is moving towards your right hand side, and the gap is created between North American plate, Eurasian plate, and that's why the new earth crust is formed, and the Atlantic Oceanic area is expanding. That means a new earth crust is formed. So that's why it is called as constructive plate boundary. Now come to the next, convergent or destructive plate boundary. So convergent means, that means when two plates are moving towards each other. So convergent plate boundary means it is the boundary, or it is the place along which two plates are moving towards each other, and when two plates are moving towards each other, they that is collided with each other, and when they collided with each other, the heavier one, I have already told, the heavier one is going down, and when the heavier one is going down, take a look in this diagram, when the heavier plate it is going down, take a look, the portion which is already gone down and which is already that is submerged in the that is asthenosphere. That means what, in asthenosphere temperature is very high, and that's why the solid lithospheric plate gets melted, and then this, due to this reason, new magma that is created, new magma is formed in the asthenosphere. So again I am telling, when two plates are moving towards each other, they collided with each other. When they collided with each other, the heavier plate goes down, and the part of this plate which is going down, it goes in which region? That is in the asthenosphere. And asthenosphere means, I have already told, temperature is too high, near about 1200 degrees Celsius, and that's why the part of this downward moving plate that is melted, that gets melted and provided that is magma. Clear? And this magma gradually coming out, take a look, and then here also volcanic eruption occurred. So here also volcanic eruption occurred, and in divergent movement also volcanic that is eruption occurred, but in convergent movement volcanic eruption are more powerful, because here the magma has to break, magma has to create the crack in the lithosphere. But in divergent movement, already two plates move away from each other, gap is already created, that's why magma is coming out slowly, because it has already got the path to come out. But in convergent plate movement, that is magma, when it wants to come out, it has to break, it has to make the crack in the lithosphere. That's why it has to create that type of force, and that's why that along the convergent plate boundary, the that is volcanic eruption are so powerful, and that's why it is destructive, because it can take lives, it can destroy everything. But along the that is divergent plate boundary, the magma is coming out very slowly, and then it that is cools down, it solidifies and forms the new earth crust. So in along the convergent plate boundary, what happened? The heavier plate goes down, and then when it enters in the asthenosphere, it gets melted, and when it gets melted, that means what? The part of the plate is destroyed, and that's why is it called as destructive? Because the plate is already destroyed. The heavier plates goes down and it gets melted due to the high temperature in the asthenosphere. That means what is the destruction of which thing? A lithospheric plate. That's why convergent plate boundary is also called as destructive plate boundary. Example is given, the Indo-Australian plate and Eurasian plate. But always remember that not only destructive activities but also constructional activities are there along the convergent plate boundary. That is, Himalayan mountains are also formed. That means what? Construction occurred, but destruction is mainly there. Destruction is important one, important activity along this plate boundary. That's why convergent plate boundary is also called as destructive plate boundary. Now take a look, one more thing in this diagram, subduction zone. So subduction zone means it is the area where the heavier plate is going down. The heavier plate is going down and the lighter plate is going up. This zone is called as what? Subduction zone. Subduction zone means the zone where the heavier plate is going down and the lighter plate is thrown up. That is called as subduction zone. So how the magmas are that is created, that is clear. Here is the example given, here is the process given. This downward movement of the plate, and it goes to the asthenosphere, it gets melted, and when it gets melted, it converts into which thing? Molten rock material. That means magma. So that means what? It is the supply of magma. Clear? Now come to the next, transform or conservative plate boundary. So transform or conservative, transform means what? Already we have seen in the transform plate movement, when two plates are moving side by side, it may be in the same direction, it may be in the opposite direction. So it is the boundary. So boundary means what? The place or the line along which two plates are moving side by side. Why is it called as conservative? Because along this plate boundary, no such type of that is huge changes occurred. and that type of destructive or constructive activity is also not visible, and that's why it is called as conservative, because no such type of changes, no such type of that is destructive or constructive activity. That's why it is called as conservative. Only that is low magnitude earthquake is occurred, or that is the thing, and that's why it is called as conservative, because it is not destructing, it is also not constructing anything. That's why it is called as conservative. Next example of transform plate boundary, there are two prominent example present. One, that is San Andres fault in the western side of North America. Here you can see in this diagram. In this diagram here you can see San Andres fault, that is North American plate. Here that is Pacific plate. Take a look, the arrow sign yellow color, both are moving side by side. Clear? That is called as what? The transform plate movement. Another, that is in New Zealand Alpine fault. Here also Australian plate and Pacific plate, these two plates are moving side by side. So in San Andres, that is San Andres fault, which two plates? North American and Pacific plate. And here that is what? The Australian plate and Pacific plate. So these are the two prominent example of transform plate boundary. Now come to the next, plate margin. So margin and boundary, there is a difference present. You may think no, there is no such type of difference, both are same, but that is not. Here you can see in this diagram two types of colors are given. One, that is yellow color, and that is blue color. This yellow color, here you can see this yellow color, that is this yellow color portion, it is what? It is the end of a plate, it is the edge of a plate. That's why this yellow color portion is called as margin, it is the end of a plate. Clear? But this blue color portion, where two plates are meeting with each other, where two plates moving away from each other, where two plates moving side by side, this blue color portion, that is called as what? Boundary. So there is difference present. You just take one single plate and you can see that is what? This plate has a last margin, last edge. This edge is called as what? Margin. Clear? And when two plates are moving side by side or away from each other towards each other, that means what? There is one line present, or along a line it is moving. So this line of movement, or this line or place through where it is moving, that is called as boundary. So a plate margin refers to the end or edge of a plate. Here yellow color portion is the margin, and a single plate can have a margin, not a boundary, because if we want to see boundary, we need, that is, two plates, because boundary means it is a place, it is an area, it is a line along which two plates are moving side by side or away from each other, or that is towards each other. But plate margin means what? Take one single plate, the end of the plate, edge of the plate, that is called as margin. So color is given here, yellow color for margin and the blue color, that is for boundary. Here it is also written. Now come to the next, that is the difference between plate margin and plate boundary. Here already we have discussed, the edge of a plate is called as plate margin. That means it is the end of a plate, and plate boundary means it is the place or the area along which two plates are moving. A single plate can have margin, but a single plate can't have a plate margin, plate boundary. That is also the difference. If you want to take one single plate, you can get its ending, you can get its end point, but when you want to search the boundary in this single plate, it is not possible. Whenever we want to search boundary, we need two plates. Next, that is already we have discussed about this name, but here in detail. So what is Pangaea? There are two types of spelling present related to the pronunciation. So Pangaea, two types of spelling. So Pangaea means what? It is one type of supercontinent. I already told 250 million years ago there was only one continent, and this one continent was located where now Africa is located, and this supercontinent was that is made up of which thing? That is all the continents. That means now 7 continents present. These 7 continents were included with Pangaea, and that is the name, that is supercontinent, because all continents were together. That's why it is called a supercontinent, and it was 250 million years ago. Next, that is Panthalassa. I already told that around this Pangaea there was only one ocean, that is also 250 million years ago, and that is called a super ocean and also Panthalassa. Next, that is Laurasia or Ungarland, and I told that 130 million years ago the Pangaea supercontinent started to separate from each other, and the first division created, that is northern division, southern division, that means two divisions are created. This northern division is called as Laurasia and the or Ungarland, and in this northern division, which continents of present day present at that time, these were with Laurasia, that is North America, Europe, Asia. But here one interesting thing, India was not with Asia at that time. I already told India in the beginning it was with Australia. So it was formed by the plate movement, that is 130 million years ago. Next, that is Gondwanaland, that means when Pangaea separated into two divisions, northern and southern. Northern division already we discussed, that is Laurasia or Ungarland, and southern division is called as Gondwanaland. So which continents of present day were there with Gondwanaland? Who are they? That is South America, Africa and Australia, Antarctica and also India. It was also formed due to the plate movement, that is in the same time 130 million years ago. Now come to the next, that is plate tectonic theory. So whatever we have read from the concept of lithospheric plate, then plate movement, convectional current, then that is plate boundary, plate margin. So whatever the things we read related to plate, this is coming under a scientific concept, and this scientific concept is called as what? Plate tectonic theory. So what is the word meaning the plate that we already discussed? Now we have to understand what is the meaning of the word tectonic. The word tectonic is derived from a Greek word tekton, T-E-K-T-O-N. Tekton means what? Builder. That means it is building something. The movement of plate building something. Building of new earth crust, building of Himalayas, that means folded mountains. So that's why it is the name plate tectonic theory, and theory means scientific concept. So it is one type of concept which deals with the movement of plates and its consequences. Consequences means we already discussed, when two plates are moving towards each other, they collided with each other, heavier plate is going down, and the part of this heavier plate which enters in the asthenosphere gets melted, and then it converts into magma, liquid material, and also along this boundary earthquake occurred, volcanic eruption occurred, folded mountains are formed. And when two plates are moving away from each other, gap is created, and due to the creation of the gap, the pressure is released and the magma has got the path to come out, and the magma is coming out on the earth's surface very slowly, and volcanic eruption occurred and form a new earth crust. That is also, and the formation of new oceanic lithosphere also, and that is along the divergent plate boundary. And when two plates are moving side by side, low magnitude, that is low intensity earthquake occurred. So that means what? Due to the plate movement, that different types of changes occurred, that is called as consequences. So it is the plate tectonic theory. So basic concepts are now clear. Now in the next class we will discuss about the important physical features, 6 important physical features. I have already given the name in the beginning. About them we will discuss one by them, how were they formed, and also what are the divisions, what is the importance, etc. we will discuss in the next class. So thank you all. In the next class we will discuss about the other things. If you have any query, if you want to know anything, if you have any question, you feel free to contact and put up the query through the proper channel. And I am giving one PDF also to write down the things in a better way as a class note. So thank you and have a nice day.